But at 0200 hours, the covenant was broken. The piece was not just disturbed, it was shredded into 2-ply confetti. When we crossed the threshold at dawn, the scale of the disaster was clear. This wasn't an accident. This was a statement of raw, unbridled power. The victim was barely an hour old, freshly installed on the spring-loaded rack. Now it was just a hollow shell, a victim of senseless domestic violence. Evidence collection began immediately. Forensics recovered a single strand of high-quality feline fur. Gray, soft, lethal. The signature of a professional. The perpetrator was sloppy. A trail of evidence led straight from the epicenter of the blast to the heart of the living room. They wanted us to know who did it. In the shadows, we found our primary suspect, alias the Shredder. Age, 1 year. Occupation, domestic terrorist. Motivation, elusive. He didn't run. He didn't hide. He just sat there, watching us with those cold, unwavering eyes. A gaze that had stared into the void and batted it off the table. We brought him in for questioning. We presented the evidence, the empty tube, the DNA, the paw prints. The silence in the room was absolute. He showed a level of indifference that chilled even the most seasoned investigators. No confession, no remorse, just the slow, methodical grooming of a paw. The weapon was biological, 10 retractable blades of surgical precision, capable of slicing through ultra-soft quilted tissue like butter. Experts call it the bunny kick, a primal instinct designed for survival in the wild, repurposed here for the total decimation of household goods. Behavioral analysts say the shredding is a hunt simulation. The paper isn't just paper, it's prey. And in the shredder's mind, the hunt was a total success. But for the household, the impact was catastrophic. The supply chain was broken, a crisis of convenience that would take weeks to recover from. Was he working alone? Or is this part of a larger, neighborhood-wide conspiracy? Similar reports are coming in from 3 blocks over. The pattern is growing. The cleanup is a grueling process, hours of manual labor to erase minutes of chaos. But the psychological scars, those don't just sweep away. We've increased security, locked doors, high shelves, but we know it's only a temporary fix. He's watching. He's learning the mechanisms. Some say it's boredom, a cry for attention in a world that doesn't play with the feather wand enough. But we suspect something much darker, much deeper. The final confrontation was silent. No words were exchanged. The evidence spoke for itself. And yet, the shredder remained unmoved. One thing remains clear from the evidence gathered here today. The suspect showed no remorse. He would do it again in a heartbeat, given the chance. The threat level remains at critical. As long as there is paper, there is peril. We are living in a state of constant, absorbent alert. The great toilet paper disaster of 2026 will go down in history, not as a crime of passion, but as a calculated display of domestic dominance. Justice is a luxury we can't afford. There are no sentences for the feline soul, only the hope that tomorrow the door stays shut. Sleep with one eye open. The shredder is never truly finished. He's just between roles. Case closed. For now, we spent weeks analyzing the footage, every frame, every shadow. We looked for a sign of guilt, a flicker of regret. But those amber eyes told a different story. A story of unyielding resolve. A refusal to conform to the rules of the household. We found nothing, just the cold, hard reality of the hunt. The paper was just the beginning. The first casualty in a war we didn't even know we were fighting. The world is a fragile place, held together by 2-ply tissue and the illusion of control. But once that illusion is shredded, what's left? Justice is an illusion. A luxury we tell ourselves exists to keep the chaos at bay. But the shredder knows the truth. He's always known. We are all just waiting for the next roll to drop, for the next flurry of white, for the next morning of 0600 hours. The investigation continues, in the fragments of our lives, in the shadows of the bathroom floor. Case remains open. To understand the crime, we must understand the mechanics. The feline paw is a masterpiece of destructive engineering. Each claw a curved blade. Even the highest quality double ply has no defense against a 300 shred per minute attack. The tensile strength of the paper is bypassed entirely. The bunny kick provides the torque, a rhythmic, high-frequency energy transfer that turns a solid roll into a cloud of debris in seconds. Once detached, the fragments follow a chaotic aerodynamic path. Their low mass allows them to remain suspended, creating a visual explosion effect. We interviewed a key witness, a neighborhood feline known as Midnight. He claims he saw the whole thing from the windowsill, but his story, it didn't add up. Midnight spoke of a secret signal, a meow that traveled through the ventilation shafts, a call to arms for every shredder in the district. Was the shredder working alone? Or was he merely the first wave of a coordinated assault on domestic hygiene? Midnight wouldn't say. We found another informant, a ginger tabby who requested anonymity. He spoke of a paper-free future, a world where the claw reigns supreme. He warned us that the bathroom was just the beginning. The curtains, the couches, the very carpets under our feet, they're all on the list. This wasn't the suspect's first offense. We reopened a cold case from 2024, a box of aloe-infused tissues found decimated in the master bedroom. The modus operandi was identical, the same precision, the same lack of remorse. The shredder has been honing his craft for years. We searched the suspect's lair. Tucked away under his favorite cushion, we found a trophy, a single, unshredded fragment of the victim. It was a treasure trove of past crimes, a graveyard of domestic order. The shredder wasn't just destroying, he was collecting. Our profilers describe him as an apex predator of the indoor world, a creature who finds meaning in the systematic dismantling of his environment. Is it hate or is it joy? The thrill of the shred, the feel of the paper beneath the claw. In the shredder's mind, this isn't a crime, it's art. The household is divided. Do we seek justice or do we offer mercy? Can you truly punish a soul that doesn't understand the concept of property? Mercy was off the table. The locks were turned. The doors were shut. But in the silence, we can still hear the scratching, the waiting. The fear has set in, a permanent state of suspicion. We find ourselves checking the rack every hour, looking for the first sign of a tear. But the shredder is patient. He knows we can't keep the door shut forever. He knows that eventually the guard will drop, and the roll will be there. This isn't a new conflict. We looked back at the archives, the paper wars of 2010. A different house, a different cat, but the same outcome. It's an eternal struggle, a cycle of destruction that has plagued humanity since the invention of the double ply. The claw always finds the core. So, to every household with a roll on a low-hanging rack, be warned, the shredder is out there, in the shadows, in the silence. He's watching the handles, he's studying the latches, he's waiting for the morning you forget to click the lock. Sleep with one eye open. The double ply is never truly safe. The investigation continues. Case closed. The final word from the suspect was a meow, a sound that echoed through the dark halls of the house. The investigation goes on. In the silence of the night, in the fragments of our lives, we watch, we wait. The paper was just the beginning. The world is a fragile place. We found no remorse, just the hunt. Justice is an illusion. The shredder is always there, in the back of your mind, in the corner of your eye.